off, I go in by basically brushing my client hair forward with the grain, prepping everything for a dope taper and a dope liner. I go in with my gold FXs, a 1/8 guard fully open with the grain, cutting with the hair pattern, with the wave pattern, with the hair pattern, whichever the way that you brush the hair, that is with the grain. Keeping everything consistent. Remember, always comb one, always brush one. No matter if it's just regular strokes of getting the desired length or tapering or fading or whatever the situation is. Always comb and always brush the hair. You gotta prep that hair. You gotta keep the hair laid. You gotta keep that canvas clean. That is very important when you're behind this chair. Then I go in with my Indus T outliners and I just basically create my first initial guideline. I kind of was going to go into my taper, pointing it out, and then I was going to round it out, but I just decided to flip my blade backwards and round it out, creating my first initial guideline. Then I go in a 1/2 inch completely open with my gold FXs, creating another guideline so I can push the transition higher. Then I drop the clippers halfway right here and I'm fading in between just so I can knock the transition all the way out. Then I go in with a 1/16 guard on my Indus Masters, keeping everything consistent, fully closed, nudging at the bottom of the line, debulking to help create the transition. Then I go completely open, and then I know now because his hair is at a 1/8 guard, a 1/16 completely open against the grain, it's gonna blend perfectly into that on the Indus Masters. And then I just blend down. And something that's just very important, remember, always adjust your level no matter where you at in the fade. The higher you are in the fade, the more open your clippers will be. The lower you are in your fade, the more closed the clippers will be. That is very important in terms of fade. And a lot of people tend to push their fades higher just because they're not strong with a lever system. And a lot of people, a lot of times just basically freeze up in this lever system thing. And just remember, you gradually open it as you go up. You don't even have to dig into the client head. Just gradually open and always fade in a scooping motion. Then I just basically go on with my Indus T outliners, creating my first initial guideline in the back. And I went up at least 1.5 inches, giving myself enough room so I can create some room to create a dope transition and fade for you guys. Then I go in with my gold FXs completely open, giving myself a 1/2 inch just so I can create room so I can show you guys the transition for the fade. Then I drop the clippers completely closed and I just basically hit the bottom of the taper area and I'm just nudging at that area, debulking it and slowly but surely creating the transition. Then I go halfway and I'll finish the bottom transition right here. All about consistency. It's all about the control of that client hair. A lot of people tend to forget about when you behind this chair, this is your world. Nobody can disrupt this. This is your world. Every angle counts. Every way you look at this haircut count. Every bit of light counts. Anything you do or incorporate in your style and haircutting counts. I want people to understand and know that. Y'all know when we cut kids how much we gotta put our hands on their head. This is a profession. This is barbering, a profession where it's actually okay to touch people, meaning you turn that head exactly how you want to. You have control behind that chair. There's no reason at this point, for anybody to feel like that they having mediocre haircuts because you control that outcome. That's big, that's bars, like that's beyond everything. So as you guys saw, I went in with my Indus Masters completely open, creating that panel, then I went in closed and I'm basically debulking that panel. And that's just always important. Anytime we're fading, anytime you create a guideline completely open, you're gonna have to go behind it, slowly but surely closing the lever to create that transition. Then I just go in completely open and I'm just finishing up the bottom of the taper now. I think that was just so dope about this haircut, like watching it come to life, how his dad just told me like Give them a grown man cut. I want them to have a nice dark Caesar and do a nice, clean taper on the back, and then a high taper on the sides will make the tapers noticeable, like how the waver cuts be. I just felt that was dope. Like, I've yet to get a kitty cut, and I treated it like a dope one, but today I did. And when I tell y'all we established dominance on a whole different level, this is a whole different bag. This is 2019. This is the year of the creators. Remember, do the things that people told y'all couldn't do, because creativity gonna beat it all this year. Remember, you rather fail in originality than get famous off being an imitator. That's important. You can't influence the game if everything is imitation, if everything is a copycat. It gotta be original. You gotta create that sauce about yourself. That is so important. So as you guys can see, we just slowly but surely closing that lever, and we just basically feathering out the back taper area, getting it as clean as possible. And because we cut them down with a 1/8 guard, we gonna be doing some raking, and we gonna be doing some cutting with the grain and closing the lever at the same time, just so we can get the ultimate transition, because we don't want to push this fade high at all. We just want to debulk just so we can get the transition to blend. So I just basically go in on this side, and I just do the same steps. I create that first initial guideline with the Andis T outliners. Then I go in with my gold FXs, and you guys are going to see me create this taper area as quick as possible so we can jump into that line. I go in completely open right here, and I just set that first initial guideline in a round motion, and then I go in halfway, and then you guys are going to see me bring this transition together. Then we go in with the Andis Masters on the 1/16 guard completely closed, and we just start debulking this side area. Keeping everything consistent. Always brush after you fade. You gotta train that hair. You gotta lay that hair down, and you gotta knock off the hair that's been previously cut so you can see your canvas as clean as possible. So things like this don't get in the way. You have to be able to see this client and this canvas. If you can't see that, then you will not see your work for what it truly is. And as you guys can see, like, the taper and everything is just coming together very well. Some raking method right here, and we just basically doing this to debulk the area because we don't want to push the fade high. We love where the fade is at. Now I just go in, I just do some cleanup work with my 1/16. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to my boy Germ Boomin, because this beat is crazy. So I basically went in with spritz, and I was blow drying it, but I didn't have a spritz clip, so I went in, I just basically blow dried the hair. And then I'm gonna go in with my Andis T outliners, and I just basically kick into the line. And I'm starting the line in the front of the line, all because my client in this video, I don't want to say he's thinning, but my client in this video has a lighter lining. Like, he just still got the baby hair, and it ain't fully grew all the way in. So we gonna line it up as close as possible without digging into none of that hair, because most people would dig into baby hairs for no reason. And I'm not saying that the linings aren't crispy, but why put a pushback on a shorty when the hair gonna lay perfect for the lining? It just don't make sense to me. So I just keep everything consistent, lining up the edge of the hairs, getting this lining as straight as possible without digging into the lighter areas. Y'all gonna get this smoke, like, trust me, y'all gonna get this today. And one thing I love about this video, or about my videos period, like, I feel like I deal with the task of difficult linings, like, and I pull them together for y'all, and that's the best part about it, because I literally start with nothing, and you guys get to watch me make that result. That is just so important to me, that you guys are able to watch me on that level. So I just continue to do everything that I've been doing, keeping my hands on the client head, keeping it as straight as possible for this lining. Linings are so important, and especially on the kids, you don't want them moving. So I go in with the Beam Team Cordless Compressor XL, and I'm just applying the No Drip Color Enhancement, which is the first color and beard lineup enhancement on the market right now. The first legal one. It's out there. It is waterproof. This thing is amazing. It gives off a natural look, as you guys can see, and it doesn't give off a wet, shiny look like semi-permanents. It gives off a matte finish, so it actually feels perfect for the lining. As you guys can see, like, this is really setting the kid lining like on fire. I got my boy in a game right now. But as you guys can see, kids move a lot. Y'all have to control that head. Y'all have to. But at the end of the day, y'all know what time it is. Hashtag TBT. Keeping everything consistent, spraying at a 4 to 5 inch radius just so I don't apply too much color. And as you guys can see, like, the color was done perfectly. So I go in with a Barber Magic pencil and I just splice. I just put my edge on it because that's what the pop said. The pop said, I want my kid to have a grown man haircut. I watch the YouTube, I look at the Instagram, I see what you can do. Now I apply it on my son, and I just love that. That was the dopest thing, period. To be granted doing what I love to do. Of course I'm finna put sauce on this. So I go in with my Andis TI liners and I just basically re-hit the line. And when you re-hit the line, it just basically stands out and gives the lining a little bit more of a pop. Because the pencil that I was using was like a brown pencil, it blends better with the skin complexion, so the pencil won't be as drastic, giving it a way more natural, crispy look. And as you guys can see, I got my hands on his head and I'm locked on a whole different level right now. I'm not letting him move at all. This lining has to be straight. The client will get every bit of this smoke. I'm so turned right now watching this video because y'all get a kid from me. Like, this was one of the best joints that I feel like I ever done. Like, I never had a chance, you know, to cut the kids for YouTube, just because at times they would move too much, make it too hard for me to shoot these videos. But the fact that I had my boy right here, he came in, his pops let me do what I needed and what I wanted to do, and he let me add it to the channel, and this is just dope for you guys. So as you guys can see, I go in with my Andis TI liners, cleaning up the back of the neck area just so I can get the neckline on point, connecting it to the side and the front of the line and where the taper is. And I just do the same thing on this side, not pressing, but hitters are gonna hit. So basically all you gotta do is tap and go. And that's just so important. Like, a lot of people have a hard time with these trimmers. I'm telling y'all, when they tap and goes, you don't have to press. You don't. And that's how you prevent scarring. Like, little kids scar easy because that skin is not used to, you know, the roughness of these clippers. Sometimes you gotta, you know, readjust clippers for them. But the fact that I can put my hitters that I put on the grown-ups on kids is crazy to me. So I go in with the Babeless for you shave, and I'm just hitting the bottom of the taper, really balding it out, creating that real pronounced look. Then I go in with my Tomb 45 triple cartridge razor, and I'm basically angling it at a 45-degree angle, stretching the skin and pulling everything back to the lining, achieving a real crispy, clean look for my client in the chair today. I think that's what a lot of people get confused with these linings. Like, I don't understand. Like, fades are so important to me, and I will never disrespect fades or lining, saying one is better than the other. But we both and everybody know, period, that the lining is one of the things that you look for in a haircut. Not everybody walks up to a haircut, you know, looking for a fade, just like not everybody walk up to a haircut looking for a lining. But majority of the people, you know, they like to have a nice line, and that's just, in this city where I'm from, that's what I emphasize on. I emphasize the line. I emphasize showing the client they hair a way that they never saw it before. That is so important to me, and I just appreciate the pops, and I appreciate my young boy, the client right here, so much, just because they were able to work with me and let me achieve some smoke for y'all for YouTube. So just remember, always control that client head, stretch the skin, angle the razor at a 45-degree angle, and bring everything back to the line. I promise you, you're going to achieve some of the crispiest liners you ever gave out. And as you guys can see, we got that lining perfect. And just remember, the more you put them shots up, it's going to eventually drop. Gotta put them shots up. So right here is just how you do a real clean kid's cut. I gave him a nice dark Caesar, tape at the sides, tape at the back, lining, beaming. #TBT. If you new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get alerted when these videos come out. I promise y'all, this is 2019. This is year of the creators. We not letting up on the gas for nobody. I'll see y'all next week with another banger.